Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you to my regular subscribers and everyone who has been really supportive to me. As you know, I've had about a 3-week break right now. I've had so much going on in my personal life, just with my health and other issues and uni stress. I am going to be getting a reading done soon. I've just got to finish my essay. But on saying that, Spirit did direct me to do this video for you guys, or for those who are interested in the Abby and Libby case, which is pretty interesting because I was in the middle of doing an essay and I'm like, well, I need to do my essay, and they're like, no, you need to do this. So okay, I have to listen. I have to listen to Spirit and what they want. So there's a reason for it, I believe, because this guy that you're looking at right here in the picture, I didn't know who he was until maybe a week ago or something, when someone had messaged on or made a comment on one of my Spirit sessions for Abby and Libby about this guy, Brian Chadwell, his name is. He's a new suspect in the Abby and Libby Delphi murder case. Okay, he's a new suspect in that. And the reason he's a new suspect is because he was arrested on April 19th this year, 2021, for, oh my God, it's horrific to think about, for abducting a 9-year-old girl who he had lured into his house to pet his dogs, to, you know, see his dogs and give them a pat. And he lured her into his house. He had beaten her up. He had set his dogs on her. She had bite marks on her. He had strangled her. He had raped her, molested her. I think he had he had made her perform oral sex on him. He's just a pathetic, disgusting, perverted monster. This guy's just a piece of shit, basically. And it's just amazing because the police were called. The family had realized their daughter was missing from Park Avenue, I think it is, from Lafayette, Indiana, at about, I think, 6:30 p.m. And she was gone for about half an hour. And the police did a search, knocked on his door. He answered the door, and he said to them, oh, she was here, but she left, you know, she was here a bit earlier, but she left. And so the police they left and they went searching, and then they came back. And something must have tipped them off, or just maybe their instinct said, no, we've got to go back here and check and ask again to search the house, which he actually said yes to them searching the house, which is pretty amazing in itself. I mean, does he want to be caught? Is it something deep down he wanted to be caught with, or was he so arrogant that he thought that, you know, the more casual he was with it, they wouldn't suspect anything and would just leave? But they found her. And this is so scary. They found this 9-year-old little girl who was injured. She had black eyes, okay, from being beaten and strangled. She was found in a frickin' basement with the basement door was locked with a chain or a lock or something, and it was locked. It was just so scary. And the police went in there and they found her with her clothes next to her, and she was crying, and oh my God, it's making me, whoo, shit, guys. Like, I can't focus on that too much. I think it's also anyone normal is going to find that really disturbing. I think with empaths, it's really 10 times or 100 times worse, you know, because especially with psychics, you actually feel and tune into their energy, and it's just really full on. But anyway, this guy has been arrested, and he has 2 pit bulls, I think 2 dogs, pit bulls, that or one of them at least, he'd set upon her. And thank God they found her, and thank God that they stopped him, because he could have killed her, and I believe he was going to kill her. And who knows how many others he's killed. Now that's the reason also they're suspecting, okay, he lives like 15 miles from Delphi, Indiana, which is where Libby and Abby were murdered, on the High Bridge Trail in Monon, the Monon Trail there, I think it's called. So they're thinking, okay, is this connected, you know, with Abby and Libby's murders? And so when I've done the Abby and Libby spirit sessions, I've now thought, okay, Someone's come to me and saying this sounds like this suspect, you know, your spirit session and the clues are very much in line with this guy. And I thought, okay, I better check this out. So I've gone on through to all of my spirit sessions. I did 4 spirit sessions on Abby and Libby, and I did part 1, part 2 tarot reading. So, as I said before, I'm just gobsmacked as to what's come through. I just can't believe it. I mean, you can think of it as, is it a coincidence? Are all these things that you're going to see in this video, are they a coincidence? Or is this like, oh my God, this is the guy? You know, I think the only thing that has me going, I don't know, is his voice. Because in my opinion, I could be wrong. I mean, I might hear it again and I might think differently. But from the videos I've heard of him, his home videos with his dogs and wherever he is on his TikTok videos, he has this kind of like a higher pitched voice. It sounds kind of young, opposed to Bridge Guy's very low, gravelly type of voice. But as we know, that audio, you know, it's been manipulated perhaps by the police. It could have been a different... you know, the weather might have been influencing the audio. It might have been in Libby's pocket. You don't know. We don't know exactly what the things are happening there with, you know. But also, this guy, who knows, when he does turn and when he is becoming like the authoritarian, maybe his voice does go really deep and he does become gruff. You know, that's something I've got to think about too. And well, we'll get started, guys, and see what you think about this, okay? I'm really interested to hear what you think. So I looked on Google, and Lafayette, hope I'm saying it right, Tennessee is a 6-hour drive, 6-hour 23-minute drive from Memphis, and I wonder if he's been there.
And down again. He's right.
James is known as a welder.
Ready?
So these are photos on his profile. He's got many photos of bridges that he's taken photos of, and statuses about bridges. He has this love for bridges.
And my
Who is this horrible man?
the protein. Zipway.
So I wondered what Zipway was. I googled it, as I normally do when I want to confirm things, and it came up with this picture, which is interesting, and I wonder if he actually uses this kind of product.
Remember this, good?
Art 101 for ex-convicts, the ones that didn't pay attention while they were in there.
It's all about shadow shading, using a single color to get multiple effects and highlights without a smudge stick. Inside, all we had was bare essentials: toothpaste, pencil lead, burnt baby oil, a little bit of baby oil soot, maybe some acetylene soot if we were lucky. But this is what we did. Can't lose track of the fundamentals. It's more about tools than it is It's more about technique than it is tools, actually. You can have the best tools in the world, it's still not amount to much.
Ever run down with shoulder blades in my... The tent
You'll notice it says construction on his beanie too.
from nothing but and success beyond and beneath. Where to fashion.
So I think spirit meant wear, as in W-E-A-R. Wears cool fashion. So, you know, it's a style, it's the ripped jeans, it's the heavy metal shirts, it's the ear piercings, it's the tattoos and the jewelry. It's kind of like a cool fashion. Sometimes he'll wear, what is it I'm saying? Sometimes he'll wear like hats, caps and stuff that have got different brands on them.
Ball joints.
Gear mounted.
Okay, so I'm not up with the whole mountain bikes and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. But when I heard Spirit say 3-gear mounting, I initially thought instantly of a mountain bike. And this is a picture of his own bike.
Inhibitions of its fist. The result of this inspection charge for
Has he killed again, please?
to harm the others. Death. Have you not 16 yourself?
It's the speed.
Use the utmost. It double mark.
So what Spirit meant by the inspection, as a result, by the inspection he'll be charged for, I think they meant that inspection at his house just recently that he got arrested for, he might be charged for this murder, like of the girls, through that charge. So when Spirit talk about in the cells means he's been in prison, he's learned to speak, you know, the hip language, basically what's in trend, how to relate to his peers. So he knows how to work his audience, no matter who he's in front of, whether it be a child or an adult. He just knows how to talk to people in that role at that time, as he's meant to. He's just learnt to be streetwise as well. So he feels like he's on top of everything. You know, he's like a narcissist, like he's the superior one as well. But it's also interesting because double mind, split personality, psychosomatic, all these things have come up in the Spirit sessions about this guy, and yet here is a status of his saying, you know, he's an effing psycho, but no fool.
So vehicles. You're the pit man.
Okay, so in this fire, I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the bottom right corner in the fire looks like a glove, like you can see the finger prongs type thing. I've got no idea if that's just just the way it looks like in the photo. Some things can look really weird in fires, or if it really is something. It could be a garden tool, could be just, I don't know, it just looks like a glove to me. What do you think?
Miss Mark. And double has lived with it. Alien mind.
Mock truck.
One roadside.
Mock truck part.
So I'm just going to listen to this video of his voice, Brian Chadwell's voice. To me, it just sounds so different to Bridge Guy's gravelly low voice. But let's see, he seems to have this really youngish kind of higher pitched voice. You can make your own mind up, but that's just my opinion.
So this is what this guy does every day. Drives a truck, works his ass off, gets all sweaty. Just trying to make ends meet. Just trying to get by in this fucked up world. So many people take that for granted. So many people don't understand. We're all trying. We're all doing what we can do. This is Eric. Good to meet you. Eric pulled me up. Just gave me $20 for no reason whatsoever. I don't need the $20 because I don't need anything. But it's human compassion and consideration that makes us who we are. We reach out. We try to be better. Humanity would be so much better if we could all just learn that. But we won't. We'll always keep wasting our time trying to find differences. This is real life. Step up. Be yourself. Help out where you can. Because that's why you're here.
So you'll see this picture come up further into the video under another spirit clue. But when it mentions trucks just now, I've looked at this photograph of this crash picture on James's profile, James Chadwell's profile, and in the back there's like two big Mack trucks, it looks like, or just big trucks. And yeah, I'm thinking there's another one on the left there as well, but I can't see it properly. But it's just so interesting. They keep mentioning trucks. He has trucks, photos of trucks on his profile. He drives a truck, that kind of thing.
An Earthman. Rope.
Am I wrong?
Is it saying James?
Amen. Oh, I'm not the...
So this is a female dog with puppies, his dogs, on an old mattress in his house. So it could be that, in reference to that. And this is a bed that he'd made for his friend's daughter, which is a scary thought. But he'd made it out of old wooden pallets, so I don't know if it could be referring to that either. And hello, who the hell is this? Weirdo. On his page... What? Saying it's a nice pallet bed despite what all these dumb trolls say about it regarding the little girl. What? So is this the other friend, you know, like in the further, if you watch further, someone says give up your friend. Is this the associate? Or is this him in another, like, profile? I wouldn't think he'd have a phone. Like, what the hell?
Gay enough to have what?
Move, Bubba. Cats are adorable.
So in this next video, we're going to see the puppies playing on his floor. I think it's the same video as before where there's an old mattress that they're playing on. It must be because the same jacket's lying there. It looks like a flannelette or a camouflage jacket. Just want to see what the jacket looks like because in the spirit sessions, I think, and even in the tarot, it was saying that he blends in with his environment. So if he's out and about, he's probably in camo gear. He's got a high-pitched voice, opposed to Bridge Guy.
Oh my god, you guys are awesome. Seems like a baby's baby girl. Stop.
Died penniless. Oh man. I he drove down to the beach.
So he's unemployed at the time of his arrest. I don't know how long he's been unemployed for, but he has been penniless, I guess you could say.
Is he adjusting it? The rope has been picked up on the wall.
So here's a photo he's posted on his profile. He's tagged a friend of his saying, always look up. And you just think, okay, it's a beautiful looking tree, but there's something a little more sinister going on if we look more closely. There is a green bike sitting up in between the branches in the tree. And it looks like it could be his green bike. But either way, it's still pretty creepy. And I had read a post somewhere, I'm not sure of its validity, but I did read someone saying that an ex had put out a restraining order or something on him because he had been stalking her by looking at her through a tree or something along those lines. And it's just weird that Spirit is saying, rode up and rode in and picked up on the walk. So did he ride somewhere, put his, hide his bike away in a tree, and then go walking somewhere? It's kind of creepy behaviour.
Is a registry of a young wife.
It's a pig. See that couple? Yes. So.
Who sent the guys to the bridge, please? Who's the mastermind of all this? Is that saying James or Dave?
Event. Struck up. Pleasant Concord City this afternoon. Seem to have had some comfort. With the nose charge.
College Stadium. Charles.
Trolls live under bridges. Well,
It's wagons.
listen again, it sounds like it says Paul missed it. Well,
It's wagons.
at the time of this spirit session recording, James was 40. Notice how he's not afraid of heights. How many guys were there that... we can see a tarp in one of his photographs there near his truck. Maybe he wants the world to know.
Kremlin.
Six niece were in color to
Three.
Oh shit. This is a flooded street. I'm in my boxers. Thunderstorm. Because I can. Live life. Have fun.
Pussycat.
So he seems to have these strong, connections with animals. He doesn't like humans. He's even said that in a post somewhere. I think it was a TikTok post. He doesn't like humans. Even this little kitten he seems to, play with, and he giggles, and it's just really bizarre. Hopefully he's never hurt this little animal. He seems to really idolize his dogs, but we'll see. This is a little ragdoll cat. This is a really weird picture. It looks like there's a child's blanket or some kind of weird pink blanket in the back there. It just looks really odd. What do you think? What do you think it is?
Viral watch the camera.
Okay, so this is how you feed gremlins. Come on, babies.
But check out his black shoes with his blue jeans too.
You guys are ridiculous. Crazy.
You guys are so vicious.
This is how well my pup gets along with his little feline friends. Kitty cat. You see it? Kitty cat. I love you. Ready? Get it!
As you can see, this is what looks like to be another wagon.
Party.
Where I've written just found, where Spirit says just found, I've just heard it back now and it actually sounds like he's saying, Spirit is saying, the family blue car. The family blue car, which is very interesting.
Into music. Democrat Trump 7-9.
Okay, it's interesting. So we've got the bridge guy's energy, please. What was his main energy? Well, that just flew on there. Did you see that? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we got rebel. Challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And the bridge guy. Oh my God, so he's the rebel. Okay, he's the rebel going against authority. Rebellious against authority. We did see that before with this card here. Rebel. So it comes out with that card. He's the rebel. He's rebelling against authority. He had planned this. He's planned it. Arrogant, very arrogant, cocky behavior. Once again, that comes up, rebellious. The moon is secrets. It's what's hidden behind the scenes. This is something that might have been happening at night. We do know that this happened in the evening, but sometimes also things can happen at night. Maybe this person went back to the crime scene in the middle of the night. There's something here. We got the water. I think they were found near water, weren't they? I can't remember now, but I think they might have been. But there's obviously a river there, or a creek. And so we got the fish. Interesting, because Spirit kept mentioning something about fish, I think, as well, if I remember. We got dogs here. So in one of my earlier channelings, I thought he had a dog. Not maybe with him that day, but I do see he owns a dog. So it's interesting, there's 2 dogs here. There's grief here. Look, it's funny, we got a dog again. There's been perhaps some kind of trauma in his past. We do see trauma. High Priestess is like yin and yang. It's like a schizophrenic mind when we look into it, like it's 2 people. He could be 2 people. On one hand, he might go off and do this, and then, you know, it's really fucked up. Like, you sometimes hear killers going along and killing people, and then they'll go and like they come into their conscious mind again, and then they start feeling it and crying and grieving over it and feeling guilty. It's so weird. It's like 2 people. You know, the word I get with this is that this guy's a reject. And I know that's like a slang for somebody who is an outcast or somebody who's a misfit. You know, it kind of gets that, I feel that around this. I also feel like these 3 faces here are the voices in the head. We have a creek, we have the riverbed, and I think it's looking like spring here for this one, but it can represent summer, I think, too, for the cups. Usually the Knight of Cups is the Pisces energy, so it could definitely be near water. James Brian Chadwell's birthday is on the 13th of March, and he is a Pisces. Oh my God. And that's the fish sign too, the sign of the fishes. So he might fish, he might do fishing. He might be near fishing, somewhere where there's a lot of fishing being done, or... So it might, and there's pine trees at the back of her here. So it looks to me like when it's spring and flowering, it really is quite beautiful landscape, and it becomes quite colourful and lush and green. Got the snow-capped mountain, that could have something to do with it, but there's water here again. Okay, what else we got in there? We got an owl and a butterfly. This is another butterfly picture he'd posted on his profile. I'm not sure if this is a family member, but I hid their face. And the stork and the eagle. We got the eagle, guys, so that might be significant to something. Going into the darkness. So this person hides away very easily. Got a little child here, a little girl. Sea turtle is, what is it? Stability. This is a picture he drew of a sea turtle. If you go back a bit, you can see the other clue with the eagle and this is the one that sits next to that as well. And we got the snow leopard, so it's that snow again, snow.
Really, Indiana? You can't just play nice for once?
We got the moon, which is once again the water. Dogs, once again, I thought he had dogs or a dog. Fishes again, so we got that water and fish again, so wishes come true. There's the well. He might have a well on his property. Now, it's not on this picture, but on the actual other part of his profile, it actually says make a wish or something. And I don't know if he has a well on his property, but right behind this dandelion in the background is a brick fireplace that he's kind of built up. So I thought it was interesting that the well is made up of all these bricks, and so's his fireplace in the background there. Will we find out some answers? Like, will this be resolved this year? Is this going to be resolved this year, please, Abby and Libby's case? The Chariot is Cancer. So it could be between December and June next year. December this year, June next year, there could be some information that comes through, guys. So the tarot reading was done in July last year, 2020, and it states that news would be found between December 2020 and June 2021. April 19th, James was actually arrested this year in 2021, and we're still yet to find out more information as police investigate. Usually with the Kings, it can be dark brown hair. They can have dark brown or green eyes. There are so many strange things going on with this person. I mean, just the things he's posting on his Facebook, you know, it's all dark stuff, it's all depressive stuff, and then on the other hand, he's posting up, you know, these funny things, or trying to let people know how good he is as a citizen on this planet, you know, giving people money, or constantly doing up these posts and videos of we've got to be better people in the world, and we're only here for a short time, and we got to, you know, build ourselves up and build others up. This is how he is. And then on the other hand, he will be posting up this hateful stuff, saying he's like, you know, a demon in the darkness, and that he's a broken soul, and he hates being himself. And it kind of reminds me of the narcissist, because as we know, a lot of people who are narcissists are very egotistical. It's all about themselves, and, you know, people think it's all about, oh, I love me, look at me. When really I think narcissists can be someone who actually are feeling they feel very inferior to the world around them, yet they have to make out they're superior. And I feel like this kind of fits him to a T with that kind of attitude, you know, like he comes across as being all good and trying to put on this face, you know, this front that he's a really good person. But yet at the same time he feels shit about himself. And he said some things like, I don't like who I am, or I hate being the way I am, I can't help the way I am, I don't want to be me anymore. He says this kind of stuff. And he's had drug addictions or alcohol addictions. I'm not sure about drug addictions, but he has had issues with alcohol. He's had a background with trauma, I think. I'm not sure how much there has been, but just from what I've read from articles and stuff is that I think he found out, I don't know when he found out actually, but he started to think, well, I'm different from my siblings. I've got the dark features, I've got brown hair, brown eyes. My siblings have blonde hair, or, you know, blue eyes or green eyes or whatever they have. So he noticed that they were fairer than he was, and then he asked his mother what's happened, and he realized he found some truth, that his biological father wasn't really the father he grew up with, or something like that. And so he, at that point, it's like kind of like it just turned. He turned at that point. He turned into this angry monster. You know, it's kind of like that's his turning point. And not that that's an excuse, by the way, but yeah, it's just very interesting to see people's backgrounds. You know, as a criminologist that I am, I like to be able to look into that side of things as well, their background and what makes them tick and, you know, who they kind of are. And I don't know if we'll ever really understand them fully. I mean, this guy has a really strange mind. He, for one, comes across as someone who's very philosophical. He tends to look at the world through, you know, the eyes or the lens of we're all here, we're all humans having, you know, spiritual beings having a human experience. He has said things like that before. He posts up things about how much of an empath he is, and he posts up these quizzes that he does to show how much of his personality really shines through with his positives, and seems to really think of things like good or bad. It's like that splitting. It's like the borderline personality where you look at someone as very good or very bad. There's no in between. You're good or you're bad. And that's how he seems to be. He has this affinity with animals. It's really bizarre. Like when you see him, he, like on his Facebook posts, profile photos, he has animals. He has like turtles that he's taken pictures of. He has a lizard in one hand. He has taken a photo of a little toad or a frog sitting in the palm of his hand. He had a post about a bird on his shoulder that came and saw him. And something about, you know, all of his dogs. I mean, he loves his dogs. He idolizes his main pit bull, Outlaw. His name's Outlaw. And the other one, Angel. But he absolutely adores Outlaw. And vice versa. So it's kind of like he just really has posted up all these things about Outlaw and Angel and the puppies. And in the videos you hear him laughing and he's just like giggling away. He's got like a soft spot for them. And so then he also has like a ragdoll kitty cat on there as well. So I just pray to God, you know, with a mind like his, you just don't know, do you? You wonder, would he actually snap behind doors? Would he actually do something to one of these little defenseless little creatures? Or is it that he sees humans as bad and animals as good? You know, is that how he's categorized people and animals? Because he doesn't like humans. He's actually said he hates people. He doesn't want to be around people. He's a loner. He goes and sleeps under bridges. I mean, who does that? Unless you're a homeless person, which is what Spirit was saying, seems homeless, you know, that kind of thing, which is just freaking me out, like how accurate so many of these messages are in line with the way he lives, you know, the way he kind of is. He has this kind of like, maybe like an autistic type of, maybe he's on the spectrum somewhere. There's this thing about trains and bridges. Yeah, it's kind of interesting with that. So that's really something you see a lot of, is these bridges and rivers and creeks and fishing and just being outdoors and in nature. He doesn't like being around people. He is a loner. He said it on a lot of his posts that he just likes to be alone. Makes, you know, some comment about needing to have a cabin in the woods or something, which also freaked me out when Spirit said has a shed in the woods or something. It's like, wow, you know, this is creeping me out. But the other thing that's really creepy, and you probably would have seen it by now if some of you have seen it, is this, oh my God, this tattoo that he has on his arm. And it's of a smiling little girl who is like, it looks like there's blood streaking down from her eyes down her cheeks. It's like she's crying blood. And the eyes are kind of like white, so you're not sure if it's like a ghostly type of image, or you wonder if the eyeballs are not there. You know, it's kind of really creepy. And on some part of the image there, the tattoo of the little girl, you can see like hair, but it's actually bones for hair. Which also reminds me of a drawing that he did, that I'll post here. A drawing that he's done of this tattoo with like a skull, right? A skull with roses, 2 roses bleeding blood or something. And then there's like this blonde hair coming off the skull. It's just creepy as hell. And I think on his other arm he has another similar image to the little girl. And a lot of people are saying, shit, this looks like Libby, okay? This looks like Libby, and in her photo when she smiles, you'll see it in a minute, the picture I'll put up, the smiling photo of Libby. against his, tattoo of the smiling girl. And it's really eerie. It's really eerie. Let me know what you think about that, guys. And, yeah. I mean, I hope we get some answers soon from, I really hope that, in some ways I hope this is the bridge guy. I mean, we want to catch him, don't we? We want to finally have this guy, bridge guy, arrested and charged. So, this guy seems to fit in, like all the clues, everything seems to fit in with him. I mean, he's not that far from Delphi. He lives like 15 to 20 miles away from Delphi. It's not that far at all. And, I mean, who's to say he wasn't, camping out at the bloody High Bridge Trail that day? On the 13th of February in 2017. Who's to say he wasn't? Because he often would take off and just, in the outback somewhere, in the woods somewhere, wherever there was a bridge, he'd be hanging around it. So who's to say he wasn't there doing that? And then came across them. Who's to say that he hasn't made some shed or cabin or some kind of makeshift, this thing that he's made up or built to kind of camouflage himself away? He could have built something up with sticks or wood, as or camping with a tent. But whatever it is, I feel like he knows how to hide in his environment. He knows how to blend in, and he's not afraid of the darkness. He's not afraid of the dark. He's often used to being in the dark, metaphorically or even, literally in the dark. He doesn't seem to have any qualms about it. I mean, we see that video of him, in the darkness, swimming in the river. Like, it's just weird to me, on his own. It's just so strange. So that's who he is as a person, yeah. And I mean, there's so much more. He has this animosity towards women. He's in his TikTok video and also in his post on Facebook. He's often posting up statuses. He was posting up statuses about women don't need to be going around and, what was he saying? I think there's a few posts that I'll put up on that. He's got some issues with women, and he comes in and out of relationships very fast, I've noticed. So he'll suddenly be with someone, and then it'll be over, and then he'll kind of be nasty. He'll on his posts he'll be nasty and talk about that person and say, move on, you're blocked, or you're a freak, or whatever it might be. He's just really, he's really not afraid to put it out there how he feels about these women. And I wonder if there's some deep resentments towards his mother for not telling him, that his father wasn't his real father, that she didn't tell him earlier enough, or he's just pissed off because of how things ended up with that. But I do feel like there's some animosity there towards the mother, and that's probably where the anger towards women comes from as well. So it's just so bizarre to me. He does have kind of like this split personality where he can be really, playing the good guy and all loving towards the animals, and he comes across as this big soft teddy bear type thing, like this soft giant. And then in reality, he's this monster, okay? He's this monster who can just turn on a 9-year-old girl, and possibly these two young girls, Abby and Libby, as well. And it's just so damn scary to think, has he done this to anyone else as well? Are there other missing girls? Are there other girls in the neighborhood that he has abused or assaulted sexually, that he has threatened to not say anything? Because I think if I read in the article, one of the articles said that the 9-year-old girl told the police that he had threatened that he'd kill her if she'd said anything or something along those lines, or if she'd screamed out. Which makes sense because he had the police there the first time, so he probably did go down and warn her. So that's the kind of guy he is, this is the kind of guy he is. It's absolutely horrific. And sometimes you can just look at someone and think they seem normal, they seem normal, they seem nice. But yeah, they're not. They're not nice. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, all the clues that have come in. As well, I'd love to hear what you think about all of this. I mean, I could be way off, Spirit could be way off, this might not be the guy. The only thing that really throws me is the voice. Because in the videos that I hear him in, he's got a high-pitched voice. He's kind of like, almost sounds younger than 42. Like, he just doesn't sound 42 at all to me. Whereas when you hear Bridge Guy's audio, which you'll hear it, Bridge Guy is, it's got a low voice to me. Sounds older. But as I said, it could be an audio issue. We don't know. Maybe this guy is and does turn. Maybe he does turn and has a whole new persona, how some people can be schizophrenic or have a split personality like the spirit guides are saying. If he does that, and if he's trying to remain in control, maybe his whole tone does change. So I've got to keep my mind open on that as well, because people can change their voice, I guess, too, can't they? It is interesting that the perpetrator did allow or leave, Libby's phone there. I mean, surely he would have known she was filming him. It's really strange how that, we don't know all the details about that, actually. Maybe he didn't care, maybe he didn't know. I don't know, maybe he was he was just too busy worried about getting the hell out of there so fast. It's just really, really weird. So these are James Chadwell's TikTok videos compilation. What he's saying is possibly important to his personality, but pay attention to his voice as well, in relation to Bridge Guy's voice. See if there's any similarities. What do you think, guys?
So apparently I was liking some videos that I was just trying to support and didn't really understand exactly what they were about. But I'm still gonna fucking support you guys. You got me, I got you. That's all that matters. Keep doing what you're doing. I love what you all are doing, man. Everybody here on TikTok, this is a new movement. We should all be together. We should all be working hand in hand, because we're all brothers. We're all sisters. We're all in this fight together. We are who we are. It doesn't make us different. It makes us united. Let's stay united. Respect, love. That's all that matters. So this national rape thing, it's a bunch of young ass kids fucking starting some bullshit just to get some social media support. They're not really fucking doing that. Nobody does that. If they do, we fucking kill them. That's all. They know. Don't be a lamb. Be a lion. If you fall into that trap, that's your fault. Because you're a fucking dumbass. Get over it. So I said I would never do this. Because I'm not photoshooting for one thing, but I also just really don't like meat and dogs. But I just want to say thank you to all you people out there that are sharing your stories and inspiring the rest of us to keep trying and doing our best. Hey, it means more than you know. That's really all I got. I'm not here for the shares and the likes and any of that stuff. I'm just here for support for others. Okay, there's something I want to get off my chest. To all you black folk out there that are constantly trying to stand up to the government because they're corrupt.
thank you. I love you. And no, you're not in this battle alone. We're all in this together. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's win one for the people. For our people.
So, all you chicks on TikTok trying to sling your booty or sling your taco, whatever you're trying to do, you need to wrap that shit up. It ain't working. Nobody, we got Pornhub for that shit. We don't need your little extras. So, take that shit somewhere else. We're looking for a real ass woman. Over the age of 30. And confident. And you know who you are.
So I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I just want to say thank you again to everybody that is just like supporting each other and looking out for each other. And
So I'm going to end this video with some posts that he's done, some videos he's put up, and just some weird, random, disturbing things that have been posted on there, and from another person as well. You'll see something on there as well. But, you know, the best thing about all of this, about this guy, is that he is behind bars right now. He cannot hurt another child. And hopefully we will get some answers regarding Abby and Libby. Guys, let's keep them in our prayers. This is an interesting one. It says, you've got a logical, rational mind that helps you strategize the best ways to expand your criminal empire. In the, I think one of the readings, the tarot readings that I did, explained him to be someone who is very analytical. He thinks in detail. He really does think things through before doing them. He doesn't do things spontaneously. He does really think about it very carefully, a plan.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different. Pull up to the I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. Pull up to the I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
This is a really weird one as well. He's showing this picture of this dirt being poured into a hole. Oh my god, it's a bit creepy. And he's saying it took him forever to see the faces in this. See if you can find the angel and the demon. And then in the comments he says something like, oh, I just wanted to see how long it would take you to sit there and trying to find something, ha 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 ha, type thing. But, you know, people were asking, is this a picture he's taken where he's burying something? We just don't know, do we? With his mind, we don't know if it's just his sadistic mind, or if this is something he's giving clues about, or if it's an actual picture. You know, it's really creepy. So this is a strange one. I was looking through the comments, and 3 weeks ago someone has written, give up your friend. And they've done that, the same person has actually commented on a couple of them saying the same thing, give up your friend. And I'm thinking, do they know something that we don't know? Or are they suspicious that he has someone else involved with him? Give up your friend. You know, it's very strange. So it's interesting because the spirit sessions have always said in a lot of them that there's more than one associate. So it'd be very interesting if there is, you know, 2 involved here. So I just wanted to end this video with Abby and Libby's faces, their beautiful faces, just looking back at us instead of having to just, you know, all that negative energy that we've just been pretty much looking into for the last hour. You might want to surround yourself with the white light of protection, you know, cleanse your energy, cleanse your space with a smudge stick, or just, you know, some high vibing music. You may want to have an Epsom salt bath, or just, you know, do a slight meditation, a short meditation I should say, just to, you know, cleanse your energy, center yourself after having this, you know, opening yourself up to this kind of energy within this video. But yeah, I just really pray that Abby and Libby do get their justice, and I really do pray also to God that for the 9-year-old girl who has, you know, she's undergone such a horrific, scary and painful ordeal, something that'll psychologically scar her for life, no doubt. And I just pray, you know, to the angels to look after her, surround her with safety and protection, which she will be. I know she will be. But I hope that she has a speedy recovery and she gets the justice she deserves as well. I feel like Abby and Libby were looking out for her, regardless of if he is the bridge guy or not. I just have this feeling that this little girl has someone, you know, she had someone looking out for her in the spirit realm. She really did. And I wonder if it was Abby and Libby, you know, because I really do feel like they are in spirit protecting other kids as well. I really do feel that.